Good morning, everyone. I am the Reverend Samaya Oakley, and my pronouns are she and hers. And before I begin anything, I have to show off this incredible gift that I was given just this morning. And it's reversible! Thank you to Lilius, who gifted it to me this morning. It is a stole that will always mean so much, and I will hold the memory of you being here this morning each time I wear it. It is a joy and a privilege to serve as your minister here, particularly as we explore what it means to grow deep spiritual roots. This morning's service is shaped by those who took part in a year-long Unitarian Universalist Wellspring Sources program. Over many months, since the start of September, they studied, they practiced, they reflected together, and they deepened their connection to Unitarian Universalism and to each other. Today, we offer this service as a celebration of that journey. Now, our tradition is grounded in 6 sources, living streams of wisdom that nourish our spirits and guide our lives. From direct experience and prophetic voices to world religions, humanist teachings, voices to world religions, earth-centered practices, and the Jewish and Christian roots of our faith. These are not rigid beliefs, but they're a spacious invitation to grow in meaning and in connection. So whether you are joining us for the first time or have been part of this community for many years, your presence matters here. Together, we create a sanctuary where diverse beliefs are welcomed, and each one of us is invited to grow. In the spirit of respect, reciprocity, and truth, we acknowledge that we gather on the land known as Mohkinstsis, the traditional and ongoing territory of the Blackfoot Confederacy, the Siksika, Kainai, and Piikani, the Stoney Nakoda nations of the Chiniki, Bearspaw, and Goodstoney, and the Tsuut'ina First Nation. This region is also home to the Otipemisiwak Métis government of the Métis Nation within Alberta, Districts 5 and 6. We honor all Indigenous and non-Indigenous peoples who live and work and play and love on this land, and who care for it with reverence and responsibility. Acknowledgement alone is not enough. It calls us into relationship and into action. As Unitarian Universalists, we are invited to move beyond words, to support Indigenous sovereignty, to learn from Indigenous wisdom, and to walk paths of reconciliation with humility and courage and love. This is a part of our spiritual practice, to live in right relationship with the land, its peoples, and all that connect us. I invite you now to arrive fully. Open your heart, breathe deeply, and settle into this worship service. May this time together nourish your spirit and remind you that you are part of something greater, rooted in love, sustained by community, and open to transformation. Welcome to worship. Welcome home.
Slighting words. Yesterday, our distant ancestors gathered around a flame to share their stories and to find comfort. Tomorrow, we hope our descendants will gather around a flame, talking of a life that we will never know, building on what we've created. But today, it is we who gather here around this flame seeking, believing, and being, as together we plant the seeds for the future.
Our opening hymn today is number 1051, We Are. I invite you to rise in body or spirit as we sing together. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. We are our grandmother's prayers, and we are our grandfather's dreamings. We are the breath of our ancestors. We are the Spirit of God. We are mothers of courage and fathers of time. We are daughters of dust and the sons of great visions. We're sisters of mercy and brothers of love. We are lovers of life and the builders of nations. We're seekers of truth and keepers of faith. We are makers of peace and the wisdom of ages. We are our grandmother's prayers, and we are our grandfather's dreamings. We are the breath of our ancestors. We are the Spirit of God. We are mothers of courage and fathers of time. We are daughters of dust and the sons of great visions. We're sisters of mercy and brothers of love. We are lovers of life and the builders of nations. We're seekers of truth and keepers of faith. We are makers of peace and the wisdom of ages. We are our grandmother's prayers, and we are our grandfather's dreamings. We are the breath of our ancestors. We are the Spirit of God. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are.
Good morning. My name is Rachel. I am the interim co-DRE, and my pronouns are she, they, and I'm so grateful to be here with you today. We are all part of something a bit bigger than ourselves, just a little bit, maybe a bit. We're a living, breathing community where every generation, from our littlest, newest person to our wisest elders, has a place. But culture isn't just tradition, it's connection. It's the stories we tell, it's the songs we sing, it's the love we pass down like a sacred gift. And as grown-ups, we're the keepers of that gift. Whether we're parents or mentors or simply those who've just walked a little further on the path of life, we carry the responsibility and the joy of weaving our shared values, our shared vision into the future. Because faith and trust, like culture, they thrive when they're shared. So today, I would like to celebrate that calling a little bit. After all, the community is built in the spaces between us, and we need to have things where every voice is heard. So we've been singing these really good songs. They're awesome. They're in our hymnals. They're amazing. But sometimes I can't help but wonder if there's a little crew over there where it just kind of goes, you know? But one way to draw them in is to take the things that we know and the songs that we have sung for many, many years that are a bit more fun and invite them to do it with us. So a few months ago, I did with y'all, if you'll remember, Fred the Moose. So I would like to invite you to let's reinforce that one a little bit and sing that with some of the kids, but I also wanted to add after it, Down by the Bay. Because who doesn't know Down by the Bay? That one has been in children's music for like decades. So first we'll do Fred the Moose, but then I have a few rhymes for Down by the Bay for myself, but if anyone has one, once we get there, feel free to shoot up your hand and maybe yell it out, and maybe we can co-create the song together. All right? Okay, we're gonna start with Fred the Moose. Close, we're very close. Okay, now, hands up. Does anyone remember singing this a little while ago? Okay, kids, this is for you. We're doing it for you. There was a moose who liked to drink a lot of juice. There was a moose who liked to drink a lot of juice. Singing way-o, 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 way-o. The moose's name was Fred. He liked to drink his juice in bed. The moose's name was Fred. He liked to drink his juice in bed. Singing way-o, 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 way-o. He drank his juice with care, but he spilt it everywhere. He drank his juice with care, but he spilt it everywhere. Singing way-o, 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 way-o. Now he's a sticky moose, 'cause he spilt all of his juice. Now he's a sticky moose, 'cause he spilt all of his juice. Singing way-o, 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 way-o. Give yourselves a hand. Okay, now I'm curious. How many of us know Down by the Bay? Any kids? Do any kids know Down by the Bay? No, none of them do. I think some of them might be full of beans a little bit. Oh, what? Oh, there we got one! Oh, we got another one. They just had to hear it first. There we go. The sound didn't travel very quickly back there. Okay, so I have a couple that I'll yell out when we get to the did you ever see it, but remember, keep it in your brain. Throw up your hand if you've got one when we got there, and I'll try to grab it, just so we're not all 7 different ones. All right, ready? Down by the bay, where the watermelons grow, back to my home, I dare not go. For if I do, my mother will say, did you ever see a moose drinking apple juice down by the bay, down by the bay, where the watermelons grow, back to my home, I dare not go, for if I do, my mother will say, did you ever see an ocelot riding on a big robot? Down by the bay, down by the bay, where the watermelons grow, back to my home, I dare not go, for if I do, my mother will say, did you see that big brown bear chewing on my underwear? Down by the bay, down by the bay, where the watermelons grow, back to my home, I dare not go, for if I do, my mother will say. Anyone? Anyone has? Susan. Did you ever see a pig dancing a jig down by the bay, down by the bay, where the watermelons grow, back to my home, I dare not go, for if I do, my mother will say. One more, we got one more, right in the back there. Did you ever see a bat wearing a hat down by the bay? Thank you so much, everyone. And now I would like to invite you to help me sing the children down today. If this is your first time attending, please come down with your child just so we can check in and get some relevant information. And other than that, please join me in singing us down.
Circles of love, dance all around you. Circles of love, peace and joy. Circles of love, dance all around you. Circles of love, peace and joy.
We have inherited this institution from people who believed in the power of human beings to bear love into the world and work toward that vision. We carry this tradition for those who find comfort, inspiration, and joy within its real and virtual spaces. As recipients of an incredible gift and a beautiful vision, let us do our part to keep this congregation strong and vital and thriving for the generations to come. And doing so means we must support it financially. We share some of that support with other nonprofit organizations that have similar values. And our For Others recipient this month is the Canadian Centre for Men and Families, Alberta. If this is where you would like to direct your offering, please indicate For Others in the memo line on the offering envelope or in your e-transfer. First-time visitors, please let the basket pass you by. Your presence today with us is a gift. After the basket has passed by, feel free to come forward to light a candle at either one of our sconces on the side walls, or drop a pebble in our communal water bowl in honor of a joy or a sorrow that you are carrying in your heart today. The morning offering will now be gratefully received.
you with the sad eyes. Don't be discouraged, oh, I realize it's hard to take courage in a world full of people. You can't lose sight of it all, and the darkness inside you makes you feel so small. But I see your true colors shine through. I see your true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. True colors are beautiful, like a rainbow. Show me your smile then. Don't be unhappy, can't remember when I last saw you laughing. If this world makes you crazy and you've taken all you can bear, just call me up because you know I'll be there. And I see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. True colors are beautiful, like a rainbow. But I see your true colors shine through. I see your true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show me your true colors. True colors are beautiful, like a rain.
I was listening to the hub in the room as you were coming up to light your candles, and I witnessed tender exchanges of passing the candle starter to one person to another, the hugs, the gentle laughter. The love in this congregation is real. Can you feel it? At most of our services, we gather and pause to tend to the sacred web of connection that holds us all. This is a time to deepen our roots with one another, to affirm that the joys and the struggles of one another ripple out and touch us all. Like the hidden roots of a tree, our caring steadies. It sustains us. And let us begin with the joys of that light and lift our days. Some arrive quietly after a good night's rest. The bird song out of the window, which is so loud right now. The playful bounce of bunnies in the yard, the kindness of a stranger. Some of you are coming with celebration on your hearts like I am after receiving a gift. For these and so many joys that we hold in our hearts, we light this candle. And still, sorrow finds its way among us. Grief, uncertainty, broken relationships, the ache of injustice, the slow wear of worry for one we love, battling an illness. And those we hold, especially in our hearts, those who are living with mental health challenges, and those who care for them with tenderness and strength. And we hold in our hearts today Perrette, who is not feeling well, and there is a card to sign for Perrette from the congregation in the Barker room for you to sign. We do know this, that we are not alone. For all who long for comfort and peace, we light this candle for you. And we also remember the wider world. Today we light a third candle for all who are being uprooted, torn from homes, communities, and lives that they have built. We lift up those facing deportation, those whose belonging is denied. May this light be a prayer that all people be rooted in justice, dignity, and safety, and that we deepen our own commitment to act with compassion and care. To care and to be cared for is a sacred thing. May we carry these lights forward with us, not only in our memory, but in our actions. And so I invite you now to settle into your seats. Let your feet rest gently on the ground beneath you. This earth cradles and holds us. Let your hands fall softly in your lap. Soften your gaze, or close your eyes if that feels right for you. Let yourself arrive fully, gently, here. Begin by noticing your breath. There's no need to change it. Just notice. Observe. Each breath, like a root drawing in nourishment, reaches inward. Each exhale returns that energy to the world around you. Inhale, drawing in calm and presence. Exhale, releasing tension and distraction. With every breath, feel yourself becoming more grounded, more steady, more connected. And if you can, imagine yourself as a tree, not only upright and reaching up to the sky, but rooted deep down in the soil. Your roots are rooted in mystery, in memory, in the quiet places where growth begins. Your roots are fed by the wisdom of your lived experiences, by the spiritual practices that steady you, by the stories and sources that speak to your soul. Rooted, you are nourished by compassion, by justice, by wonder, by stillness. You do not have to reach or strive. Just be. Just breathe. Let us breathe together for 2 minutes. And when that silence ends, let the music of All the Way Home gently guide us back into this sacred space, rooted, nourished, and surrounded by harmony. We do love our music here, don't we? Now, just in a couple of weeks, 2 weeks from this Sunday to be exact, we're going to gather for one of our most cherished and beautiful traditions, flower communion. We'll each arrive carrying a bloom, perhaps a bright wildflower that you found on a trail, a carefully tended garden rose, or something simple and yet full of meaning for you. We're going to put our flowers in a communal vase, and at the end of the service, each one of us will take home a different flower. This ritual is a living metaphor for how we come into this community. Each one of us unique and diverse, and leaving transformed by the gifts and the presence of others. But before any flower blooms, something quiet and powerful needs to happen. And it happens beneath the surface. Roots grow and deepen. Roots have drawn down into the soil, anchoring the plant firmly, drawing up nourishment. And they hold the plant steady through storms. And wasn't that the windstorm we had the other day? And the droughts. And our tiny little tender plants that many of us put outside somehow managed to get through that. And that was through the roots. So even when above the ground is uncertain or difficult, it's our roots that ground us. So today, I invite you to imagine your own spiritual life like that of a flower, alive and growing and deeply rooted. And just as every plant's roots find different ways to seek water and nutrients, each one of us here draws on different parts of our tradition for spiritual sustenance. In Unitarian Universalism, we call those our 6 sources. Now, our sources aren't a rigid creed, nor are they a checklist of beliefs. Rather, they are the root systems of our shared faith, drawing nourishment from many, many places. The direct experience of transcending mystery and wonder. The wisdom of world religions and sacred texts. The teachings of prophetic people who call us to justice and compassion. Earth-centered traditions that ground us in the sacredness of this planet. Humanist teachings that invite us to use reason and conscience. And our Jewish and Christian traditions that have shaped much of our history. Each source is a root that we can tend, drawing nourishment at different times in our lives. Sometimes deeply in one, sometimes lightly touching another. And the gift of our tradition is that there is room for all of us to explore and find what feeds our soul best. This is what is called a living tradition, and that's what it means to be a living tradition. And too often, people come into our congregations like ours, and they wonder, is there space for someone like me? Someone who doesn't have all the answers, someone who finds spirit in science or nature or in the pursuit of justice. I think you know what my answer is, and please join me with a heartfelt yes. See, to deepen our roots is to open ourselves to that diversity of spiritual experience and practice. And that is what the Wellspring Sources program invited us to do this year. Explore the roots of our community, sharing both our similarities and our beautiful differences. So let us begin by entering a moment of quiet reflection together, and we'll be singing the first verse of our hymn number 253, Find a Stillness. 352, thank you. After we sing that first verse, we'll hear Lynn offer her reflection on her experience with the Wellspring program. So let this first verse act as a gentle call around us. Let it center us and deepen our roots as a community.
Thank you, Reverend Samaya, for offering the Wellspring program this year. We Unitarians, Unitarian Universalists, talk a lot about our principles, but our faith is also grounded in our sources. I appreciated the offer and the opportunity to explore our sources in more depth this year, and it was wonderful to do it in community. And we did become a community as we participated in this program. With Reverend Samaya's skill as a facilitator and our good intentions as a group, we created a safe space in which we could share our similarities and our diversities of theology and experiences. This morning, I'll share with you a couple of aha moments from my experience of Wellspring sources. One thing that I found was when we open ourselves up to the possibility, our sources can be the wellspring from which spiritual practices flow as well. A spiritual practice helps anchor us in the sometimes chaotic and sometimes upsetting circumstances we may find ourselves in life. I find a spiritual practice helps ground and center my actions, keeping me steady and helping to prevent burnout. Over the years, I've frustrated myself with the narrowness of what I thought a spiritual practice should look like. And there may be others of you there out there that have that image in their mind. What I found this year was beginner's mind was required of me. I learned to open myself to the myriad of possibilities of what a spiritual practice could be. What a gift this has been. As Sufi poet Rumi tells us, there are hundreds of ways to kneel and kiss the ground. We shared in our meetings our current practices with each other and some of our struggles. For me, this felt like a process of witnessing each other that was both personally and communally deepening. I learned as the year went on how our sources provide inspiration and examples of how to be in the world. All of our sources, not just the example of prophetic people. It doesn't matter whether you are a mystic, a humanist, oriented towards Christianity, Judaism, inspired by Eastern religious thought, nature-based spirituality, or your own unique combination thereof. Our sources inspire us to be our best selves and serve as a grounding for social justice work. Each of these paths have teachings that can support a quest to make this world a better place, whether it's in small ways or on a grander scale. For example, one of the many theological perspectives that I'm inspired by is process theology. It came by way of Christianity, and if you remove the God language, it expresses a humanistic perspective as well. I see aspects of process theology and other religious traditions as well. In this understanding, all that exists is interconnected. It is in process. Now that should sound familiar to Unitarian Universalists, I do believe. God is not a personal God that I have a direct relationship with, not a God who loves me as a person would. Rather, God is a verb, action, process, the potential of love and compassion. When I respond to the world, to other human beings, to animals, to ecosystems with love and compassion, my actions in some small way move events in the direction of love and compassion. It matters how we respond to the world, and I find that thought encourages me as I meet each day. May it be so.
Thank you, Lynn, for your very beautiful words. It's clear that our sources do more than provide a theological grounding. They can be the wellspring from which our spiritual practices flow, anchoring us amid the chaos of life. Spiritual practice, whether it takes the form of meditation, journaling, prayer, activism, or being present in nature, is much like the steady tending of roots beneath the soil. It is often quiet work, unseen and essential. This tending sustains us even when the winds howl, the storms come, or life's challenges shake us to our core. Spiritual practice anchors us. It keeps us grounded, resilient, connecting us to something deeper within ourselves and to the wider world. In the Wellspring Journey, we heard many stories of how spiritual practices unfolds in diverse and deeply personal ways. It's not always found in grand gestures or sweeping moments. Often it's in the quiet stillness, the gentle chorus of birdsong in the morning, the soft dance of bunnies playing in the yard. It's those moments that ask us to pause and breathe and touch the depths of our truest selves, finding the nourishment that sustains our spirit. We'll sing the second verse of Find a Stillness now, and let this verse settle us, creating a sacred space of calm and reflection before we listen to Pamela's reflection, her story of how spiritual practice sometimes looks very different than what we can expect.
I started Wellspring in hopes of finding a spiritual path, something akin to my childhood experience of Catholicism. What's more, I hope to try to find my true vocation, another Catholic idea. Since high school, I've been trying to discover who I was meant to be, and what I was supposed to do. Early in Wellspring, my spiritual director commented on this tendency to jump from being to doing, and suggested that perhaps just being is enough. Yes, I answered, but who am I supposed to be? Developing a regular, intentional spiritual practice is an important piece of Wellspring. Over the early months of our course, I eagerly explored one thing after the next: meditation, prayer, social justice activities, spending time in natural settings, always looking for which practice would lead me to who I am supposed to be. Then, in February, I got pleurisy, an inflammation around the lungs which saps every ounce of energy from your body. For 3 months, I was forced to do nothing but rest. Thankfully, our Wellspring course, including meeting with my spiritual director, took place on Zoom, so I was able to keep attending, albeit propped up in bed or on cushions on the couch. With very little breath to spare, I had to listen instead of talk. As I started recovering, I had to walk slowly, pausing often to get my breath. I learned to look around, appreciate the beauty of trees and birdsong. The course wound up just as I was recovering. I asked my spiritual director if she had seen any change in me over our 9 months together. You've become calmer. You don't jump around from one idea to the next as much. I still haven't found what I'm supposed to be, though. Should I enroll in religious studies, ministry, philosophy? I didn't find my true spiritual path. Let's explore that a bit, she suggested. A few months ago, you told me about how you helped a stranger get home, only later realizing that you might have put yourself in danger. Caring for people is a spiritual path. You don't need a degree or qualification to do that. In thinking this over, I realized that although I had stopped work 11 years ago, I had never really retired. I had just left one job and started looking for another. I joked with her that perhaps retirement was supposed to be one long, permanent vacation. It was an aha moment. I saw that retirement stretch in front of me. I suddenly saw what living in the now could be. But I still felt guilty that I hadn't really developed a spiritual practice. Mulling over what I would say in this reflection, I leafed through my journal, a daily practice I'd started in childhood. As I browsed through the things I had written over the last 9 months, I realized that journaling is my spiritual practice. My journal is where I not only record daily events, but also reflect on them. In the last entry, written on June 1st, I wrote, "This notebook began just before I got pleurisy and ends just after being told I'm well again. Have I been on a pilgrimage? On a dark night of the soul? I started Wellspring not knowing my spiritual path, my place in the world, who I am supposed to be. Does understanding being instead of doing constitute transformation? Returning to myself and knowing myself for the first time? I don't know. What I do know is that relaxing, looking ahead through years of permanent vacation, frees me from urgency, from constant questioning, what should I be, who should I become, am I doing it right? That Sunday journal entry ends with, I'm probably at about the 3/4 mark of my time here on earth, given my mother's longevity. Or maybe I'm 6 months from the end, my father's lifespan. Whichever, I'll spend the time on vacation just being me. Just being me means being my true, caring self, keeping up my daily journal, reflecting on my failings and successes. I'm exploring lay chaplaincy, but not with a view to becoming something, just developing a natural tendency. Wellspring didn't lead me to a new path. It opened my eyes to the spiritual dimensions of the path I walk.
Yeah. That was such a beautiful reflection. Thank you so much, Pamela. Your story is a gift, and it reminds us that transformation often grows from within and not from frantic searching. Friends, let's return to that image of the tree. Your soul is like branches reaching upwards, stretching towards the light of meaning and hope and love. And beneath the surface, your roots grow deep, anchoring you, drawing from the rich soil of tradition, experience, and community. Barbara Becker in Heartwood writes about the heartwood of a tree, the strong, silent center that no longer grows, but that supports all that it does. And I think of our ancestors that way, those who have shown up, prayed, organized, and passed down rituals like our flower communion, rituals of justice and joy. The roots of our faith run deep with courage and action. And it's our 6 sources that carry that wisdom forward. They are our inheritance. And what we plant and nurture now will bloom into the world we leave for 50 generations. And this is why I want to invite you to deepen your roots, not only here at Calgary Unitarians and in this sanctuary, but in the wider life of our city. This week, there are 2 important events that invite us to live our values out in community. On Wednesday, June 11th, the Calgary Alliance for the Common Good will launch a City Council Ward campaign. This campaign is about organizing across communities to address urgent issues like affordable housing, mental health care, climate justice, and dignity for all. It is a powerful opportunity to let your spiritual practice overflow into collective action, bringing the roots of our faith into the soil of this city. And just a day later, on Thursday evening, the Calgary Interfaith Council is hosting an interfaith prayer service at Ambrose University to mark the start of the G7 summit happening here in Kananaskis. The Prime Minister has been invited, and I will have the honor of offering a closing prayer. This service reminds us that faith communities have a vital role in blessing, grounding, and guiding the leaders and decision makers of our world, of our country, of our city. These gatherings offer us concrete ways to deepen our roots in the world, to bring the strength and quiet power of our faith into the life of our city and beyond. So as we prepare to bring our flowers in 2 weeks, may we do more than offer blossoms. May we be the flowers, bright, diverse, and rooted, and radiant. And may we also be the roots, drawing strength from our shared tradition, grounding and supporting each other, and growing in courage and love. Let this congregation be your garden, your shared soil, where you are free to grow your own spiritual practice, and where your presence helps to nourish and support us all. Care for your soul, my dear ones. Care for the world around you. Let the way you live show who you truly are. Amen. Namaste. Blessed be.
Our closing hymn today is Blue Boat Home, number 1064. I invite you to rise in body or spirit as we sing it together. Though below me I feel no motion, standing on these mountains and plains, far away from the rolling ocean, still my dry land heart can say, I've been sailing all my life now, never harbor or port I have known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home. Sun, my sail, and moon, my rudder, as I ply the starry sea, leaning over the edge in wonder, casting questions into the deep, drifting here with my ship's companions, all we kindred pilgrim souls, making our way by the light of the heavens in a beautiful blue boat home. I give thanks to the waves upholding me, hail the great winds urging me on, greet the infinite sea before me, sing the sky my sailor's song. I was born upon the fathoms, never harbor or port I have known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home.
That song to me, that hymn to me has that resonance of being rocked. So my dear ones, go now rooted in the wisdom that sustains you, in the sources of our faith, in the stillness that centers you, in the community that surrounds you. Go knowing this, that you are held by a love that weaves through all things and will never let you go. A love that is deeper than sorrow, stronger than fear, and more enduring than we can ever fully name. Like roots beneath the soil, this love holds fast when the winds rise. It will not let you go. So stretch towards that light with courage. Bloom where you are planted and offer your beauty freely to this world. May you go in peace, growing compassion, and return again to this place, these fabulous people, and this love that holds us all. Amen. Namaste. Blessed be. May it ever be so.
Our faith, like a light, illuminates the path before us so that we can face hurt with love, cultivate compassion, live humbly in community, and confront despair with the awe of life. Though our chalice flame today will be extinguished, our faith shines bright before us. And as we blow out this flame, let's take a spark of it into our hearts to remind us of the truth of that community and that faith until we meet again. Thank you to all who contributed to our worship this morning. You will see a long list of those names on the last page of your order of service. Next week is a service not to be missed. We will celebrate Father's Day and Sacred Masculinity, and the Calgary Unitarians men's group will be presenting. Another thing not to be missed is a little bit in the future, 2 weeks away, I believe. On June 29th, we will be having a special congregational meeting to change our bylaws, and this will allow us to engage in casino fundraising. It's a very important meeting, and a bylaw change requires a full quorum. So please put that meeting on your calendars now so that you will be reminded you need to be here on June the 29th. So thank you for being here this morning. And for those of you who are here in the sanctuary, we have refreshments waiting for us in Wickenden Hall. Just follow the crowd that way. And for those of you who are with us on Zoom, we are so happy to have you with us. And you will receive a link in the chat to allow you to join a conversation room so that you can have conversation together after the service. And before we do our prelude, let's wave to our friends on Zoom.
Hey, Zoom!
Thank you for joining us. We so enjoy knowing that you are with us for our service.
Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River. Life is older, older than the trees, younger than the mountains, growing like a breeze. Country roads take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home, country road. All my memories gather round here. Mine is lady, stranger to blue water. Dark and dusty, painted on the sky. Misty taste of moonshine, teardrop in my eye. Country roads take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home, country roads. I hear her voice in the morning, how she calls me. The radio reminds me of the home far away. And driving down the road, I get a feeling that I should have been home yesterday. Yesterday, country roads take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home, country roads, take me home, country roads, take me home, country roads.